So it continues. Right, get the rag there. That way, so that fuel that leaks out isn't going to go all over the motor. One broke free, so that's a good sign. Oh, buddy. I want to break that flipping coil. Yep. Okay. That's not tight. Might not even be a gasket. It could just be the fact that it wasn't tightened at all. One, two. Oh, this one had some fuel on it too. Yeah, it is stinky. Well, after what came out of that gas tank, it doesn't surprise me. Yeah. Where is... Oh, God. Yeah, that was a real good gasket. And here's the rest of it. Wow. Oh, my God. Look at this. Jeez. Okay, now we're taking 3/4. You only got to take one of these out. To try not to break something. Oh, God. Let's see here. You only got to take one of these out. And then we're going to have to replace the O-ring. You can pause it. 1, 2, 3. They should be all the same. I think they are. This one looks like it's been permatexed. Now, I should be able to, there we go, fish it out without taking off both. Yeah.
It's split.
That's the spacer gasket. That's junk. This is all going to have to be cleaned. I'm not taking out the idle air control or the throttle positioning. We shouldn't have to. It didn't look too carbon down there in the idle air control. Oh, well, you can see it. Doesn't look too bad. So I'm not taking that out, but all this has got to get cleaned. Like, I don't even, that's just gross. All right, that's the kit that we're going to have to get. That's a used one I have, but try to sit these in the same design, shape. Yeah, there's only 3, okay. Wait, 1, 2, 3, sure. There. There. I think they're all the same except for those ones. Okay, now.
You did not do these ones?
I had to do those after.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gasket's junk. Hard junk. This is the fuel pressure regulator, which you can see in there is a little gummy. And it's still soldered though on the bottom, so that's a good thing. I don't even know where that gasket is. Is it still stuck on it? No, it's okay, it's still on it. So there's that. Looking down in here. Okay. It's all gummy in there. Now I gotta pop these injectors out. Something as a wedge. And then you just pop it out. Ooh. More of that gasket. Yeah. You got some chunks in there too. The side that was the worst side was the driver. But I mean, look at these injectors. Got some throttle body cleaner and a bowl with a toothbrush. I guess I don't really have to clean up here, but I'm doing it anyway. Yeah, look at all that. That's a lot of caramel. Not perfect, but definitely a lot cleaner. This nipple's got to go down in the slot, down in there when you go to clip it back in, which we're not there yet. All right, what you don't want to do is get down in here all over your idle air control, because you can damage that pintle, I think is what they call it, really easily. So you don't want to do that. Yeah, we're gonna have to clean around the bore. All this got to get cleaned down here. Like a bunch of chunks are coming out. So all this, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Get some of that. It's a little baby bottle nipple cleaner. I mean, ain't gonna do no good. That one feels clean. All right, let's see. Ain't gonna do no good if it's gross. Yeah. That is a lot better. They're not perfect, but they're a lot cleaner. There you go, stay. Screen. Gotta go on here. The bigger side, you can see it tapers, will go up and butt up tight over this little lip right there. So I get it lined up. And then I'm just gonna kind of gently try to turn it and get it on. I had to keep turning. Trust me, it's a tight squeeze. There we go. See, butt it up tight. That's where you want to sit. Now you got to put your O-ring on it. You got to take a little dab of automatic transmission fluid and put it on this O-ring. Not my choice, that's their choice. See? ATF. Let me put that on. Make sure that's butted up to that. Then you got your metal washer. It's got two sides. I think one's a little more rounded. I don't know. I think it is. That's going to go in first. Then you got your other O-ring. Dab ATF. And that sits on top of it. Make sure it's flush. There we go. Now, you got a little groove in there, right there. You see how I'm pointing at it? It's a groove. This little nipple, pintle, whatever, has to go in that slot. And then the injector plug-in will be parallel with your throttle blades. See? So that little nipple in that slot. Now when you got to put it in, you'll see it just fell in that slot, and then you got to push it down. All right, now you got to push it extremely hard, but you'll hear it snap, but you got to push like hard. Okay, let's see. There we go. Hear that snap? That was either my finger. No, it wasn't my finger. Or this. Like I said, you'll hear it snap. Now you know it's in all the way. If you don't hear it snap, it's not in all the way. It will pop back out. I mean, yeah, once you bolt it all together, it shouldn't. But that snap is key. You have to hear that snap. All right, now do gaskets. Make sure you inspect them. Okay, because I had one for each injector. injector pod. But see this one? It looked like that. It just looked fine, but when you looked, it was broke. So that's junk. Luckily, I had a second one. Okay, put that there. This has to go on this one. And no, I'm not doing the fuel pressure regulator. All you would do for that is unscrew these, and there's a spring with a, it's like a gasket, but it's rubber. A rubber gasket in there. Getting it back on is a pain in the butt. You just got to keep it uniformed. They'll give you long bolts that you use to help tighten it down. Uniform. It's easy. It's just I don't see this needing to get done. Okay, that's on there and centered. That's on there and somewhat centered. All right. I see all my bolt holes, so the gasket didn't shift. All right, you got to torque these down at like 28 inch-pounds, so what? Just over 2 foot-pounds, so not much. When I'm tightening them, right now I'm just kind of doing a very light tight, you know. But when you do tighten them down, try to do the X pattern. Everybody knows. So like here, then here, 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 you know, kind of thing. Remember your 3 longer ones went back here where the regulator sits? I'm using a T20 torque head. All right, these got to be torqued 28 inch-pounds. I mean, I got a cheap thing you get from O'Reilly's for like 10 bucks. Or you can just hand tight it like every normal person would. You know, it's simple. You should know where it feels too tight. Just remember the X pattern. And that's the big things that you're going to know. I mean, that feels good, but we can check and see. All right. Look at this. See, that's about 25. 20. Close enough. And then you just do all the rest of them the same way in that X pattern. Okay. Now, I think just snugging it up, it should be fine. It's just personal preference. Now, this, obviously, gasket back on it. You're going to fish this through. Have it sit there all pretty. This, as you can see, does have a nylon washer. I thought it had an O-ring, but yeah, it's the same thing. Nylon washer. You see that? You got to pop that off and replace it with the one that I can't find. Replace it with a new one before you screw that in. I don't know the torque spec. Hang on over here. These are all different torque specs for different things. I'm just gonna vote snug. So screw that back in snug. Just like these top 3 screws. Same thing. It's probably like the same, the 28 inch-pounds for this. But snug. I mean, and then it's ready to get put back on. Before we put the throttle body back on, might as well check the EGR gasket too, because that looks toasty. So we're going to see. I love it when the whole stud comes out too. I mean, that's supposed to come out, right? Yeah, look at that. Still finding those little acorns and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that gasket's pretty cooked. It's not junk yet, but it's pretty cooked. Might have been leaking in a couple areas. See there? Looks like it was going past, see? Alright. Yeah, we'll have to wipe that up. Alright, I got that back in there, new gasket. It's supposed to be torqued at 21 foot-pounds. I mean, if you can get a torque wrench in there to do that, more power to you, but I can barely fit a wrench. So I'm going to vote snug. Put the gasket on there. Don't forget your SK18 part number for these fuel lines. You need these little O-rings. Don't drop them. Smaller one goes on the return line. If you can get it on there without dropping it, there. Then the larger one goes on the main line. This. Make sure the old ones get taken off too. Also this, I put my new nylon washer on the inlet. I don't know the torque spec to this, so I went finger tight first, and now I'm gonna give it a good snug. I mean, honestly, I don't know. As you could see from earlier, it was a pain to get it off, so that seems pretty good. It's just, if it leaks, well then you know, tighter, right? I mean, that's pretty much what I can say. Up close and personal, you'll be able to see it. And I can't move it. There it is. I see it now. There we go. And these got to be torqued at 12 foot-pounds. I mean, you can just snug them if you choose to, but and don't do it all at once. So that stuff warps. It's got to tap it. Hang on there. Get sound back. Thank you. See? You just got to tap it. I set mine at 13, by the way. I didn't follow 12 just because I know the extension's going to throw it off a little. Could be good or bad. I'm putting back in the fuel lines. I don't know the torque spec to this either. I don't think I've ever torqued those. I just snug. I mean, it's got too much resistance. It's snug too much. If it leaks, well, then it's not enough. I mean, that's pretty much it. And then it's all done. You just got to hook your hoses back up where they were. That's how you do the throttle body on a Chevy 350. This is, I don't know, I think it's a 92, but it's all the same. 87 to 90, 95, I think. Although the TPS will be different in the later models, just like the idle air control, I believe, is also different. But basically all the same thing. Anyway. Actually, I didn't know if you needed that, but that's the model throttle body. But thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Hope this helps. If you enjoyed this, hit a thumbs up. Show some love to the channel. I'm gonna get out of here. I got stuff to do. Don't have too much fun without me.